Guys, welcome back to my channel. Oh my gosh, had to get that. Welcome back to my channel, guys. Today is honestly going to be an exciting video. Honestly, I've been watching Cobra Kai since it first came out. I think maybe like a year after, like the first season and the second season dropped after it. Been watching Cobra Kai for a minute, and honestly, favorite character is Miguel all the way. Definitely Miguel stand.
We do not care.
And today we're going to figure out and have an honest conversation who was better throughout all 5 seasons. I think it's 5 seasons right now.
No.
Miguel versus Robby is a very controversial topic every season, and it makes sense why. The two characters have been painted as rivals who are equal every season.
True.
However, due to the constant debating between the two fan bases, there has been quite a few misconceptions and lies that have gone around the community. And so today, I will be going over my personal takes and my scaling for both characters in every season and try to be completely objective. However, let's be honest, due to the size of both fan bases, no matter what I say, this video is bound to be very controversial.
Facts. I'm not gonna lie to you. No matter what this person says, people who stand the other side are always going to be upset. So yeah, we're just gonna get into this.
Starting with season 1,
I'm gonna say, like, every time he goes through a season, I'm gonna say which person I think or which person I believe was stronger and who was like better. But for season 1, I would definitely say Miguel, just because he has more experience. I think that if Robby wasn't injured, I think that Miguel probably still would have beaten him, but it probably would have been a lot closer than it was, just because Robby was injured. I think because Robby was on his back foot, he got like a buff, and he has that like literally a lot of the times in the series, or he has a couple of those where he's on the back foot and ends up winning. But I think that if it's just like equal footing, nobody's injured, I think that Miguel is taking it. Like, no sweat, especially because he's a late, like he's a stamina based fighter. Like, he literally lasts long through fights that are drawn out, and he's definitely come out on top. So I definitely say Miguel season 1.
Should be very self-explanatory. However, there's a lot of people who try to convince themselves that somehow Miguel is better.
What?
It just doesn't really make much sense, because Robby, even with one arm, is able to easily fight him off and score 2 points. Miguel literally only scores whenever he is targeting Robby's injury, so due to this, Robby would have to be above Miguel.
But the only thing that I would say to that is, just because the previous champion of the All Valley, Miguel beat the previous champion of the All Valley, and I don't think that Robby would have beaten him. At least I don't think Robby would have beaten him personally, and I think it's just because he was on his back foot that Robby was, like, doing that stuff. Because, like, you're fighting someone who is kind of unpredictable now, especially since they're injured. You know what I mean? And plus, hey, but I see where he's coming from. That makes sense.
The popular argument I have seen, however, is that somehow Miguel was unfocused during this fight, which doesn't really make much sense.
That does not. I don't understand how he wasn't.
Been shown to amp students who are in Cobra Kai. Meaning he rage amped Miguel can only score on Robby whenever he is cheating. And we have even more proof of this whenever Johnny outright says that he cheated and it was not a legit win in season 2, episode 1. So season 1 would have to go to Robby. Now moving on to
I don't know, but since we're doing season 2, since I paused it right here at season 2, it's clearly Miguel. Like, there's no debate. I don't care that he got his back broken. He literally had mercy on him and then was caught off guard. Literally, it's an off guard feat. Miguel won the fight. Literally, like, Robby was pressing him in the beginning, and that's why I said Miguel is a late game fighter. Like, he lasts a lot of the times. Like, if you give him time to work through the fight, he's going to win. He's going to win, no doubt. Like, he'll start off strong, and then, like, midway through, the other person will start to catch up, and then literally as soon as the late game hits, he's gonna come out and he's gonna be holding it down. And literally that's how it was. Literally, Miguel was literally holding it down. He was literally the strongest fighter throughout season 2. There was never a time where I thought that Robby was ever going to beat Miguel, and Miguel literally, like, beat him hands down in the fight. And the only reason why Robby got him is because Miguel had mercy and he let his guard down. Only reason why he won that fight.
Season 2, and just like Season 1, this should be very self-explanatory due
It's
to the fact that they
self-explanatory.
fight again in the finales, but
Come on.
this time there's no nerf or anything. Both fighters are at their peaks at this time.
Literally,
of the
they were
Miguel
at
is
peak.
able to beat Robby before showing mercy, and is the clear-cut better fighter.
Literally.
An interesting argument could be made that Robby is unbalanced during this fight, but you could...
No, he was for surely on balance, and bro was like literally in race. Like he had a buff. He literally had a buff. He was on the offense. Honestly, it's like Robby when he was in jail going against or it was in juvie, and he was going against those 3 guys. Literally, bro was like, he didn't know any Cobra Kai, and he just used what he learned from Miyagi-Do to help him out, and he just had the rage boosting him. So literally, they were both at their peak, both fighting at their best, and Miguel won. No debate.
That he is balanced when the fight initially starts, and it wouldn't be relevant regardless because this is the best version of him feet-wise.
Literally.
Due to all of this, I would have to give Season 2 to Miguel. Very slight edge, obviously.
Slight edge is insane.
The portion that is going to be
oh yeah, now this is about to get real. Season 3, I would say it's definitely Robby. Honestly, it's Robby. I mean, Miguel has to... He has to recover. He has to, gain everything back. Honestly, yeah. If they would have had a fight, Robby probably would have won. But if Miguel wasn't in the hospital, Miguel would have kept going, and he would have just been the clear-cut favorite every single season. Which is why I think that they probably had that happen to him, where he got nerfed, because literally there would be no justification for Miguel ever losing a fight again unless Robby or Hawk. Or even Tori or Sam learn like some new technique or a new way to fight. Yeah, it literally Miguel would have just been the clear-cut best out of all the students, and maybe been able to at least keep up somewhat with some of the teachers. So yeah, him being like nerfed, definitely important, because he would have just been the clear-cut favorite. He would have been more powerful than everybody.
Belief in the community is that Robby would low diff Miguel this season.
No, it'd definitely be mid diff. Like, it would definitely be difficult, but it wouldn't be easy. Would not be a cakewalk
for most of the season. However, this is irrelevant, as at the end of the season he gets an amp that permanently gives him the ability to fight again. This is confirmed in Season 4, Episode 1, when he tells...
I'm not gonna lie, Season 3 Miguel was a little bit chubby.
Mom, his back is in better shape
but
than ever.
But he did have that one flex scene that was crazy.
Think that my back's in better shape than ever, okay? You don't have to worry.
Due to there being no valid proof at all that he is rusty, we would have to assume that he still kept his skill from Season 2, as well as now having the drum technique to add to it. This means that he should be above his Season 2 self in terms of skill, and we see him completely kill Kyler in a fight.
I would say if I had to gauge it, it'd be like at 80% for Season 2, while Robby is probably like just still at 100. I think maybe he would be unbalanced, like if they ever came across each other, just because of like Robby maybe like having flashbacks. But I would say that Miguel probably could win. Like, Robby would probably win 6. If they like fought 10 times, Robby probably win like 6 out of the 10 times that they fought, and Miguel probably win 4. Yeah.
Even after receiving this amp, Robby is also able to perform a similar feat in Season 4, Episode 1, when he solos the dojo. However, it should be noted we do not see him train much in Season 3, so he would barely be above his Season 2 self in terms of skill. He also only uses Miyagi-Do whenever he solos the dojo, meaning this would be Season 2 Robby, because he obviously did not practice this in Season 3 at all. This also means that Season 3 Miguel would just upscale from this, because like I said, he is above his Season 2 self, who beat Robby in a fight. Even if you want to doubt the chain scaling that would put him above Robby, we actually have a tweet from one of the creators addressing this exact question. And in the tweet...
is the next generation about who is the true Karate Kid? Robby is John's son, studied both Cobra Kai and Miyagi-Do. Same with Sam now. Maybe Anthony now as well. Miguel has that great pedigree as well. Maybe he is Mike Barnes' son. That's crazy. Every generation has their own top Karate Kid. For this generation is currently Miguel. but he might get dethroned depending on what happens at the tournament. Hey, literally, and it happened with
They were replying to someone who
what is his
asked
name?
if Robby is currently
Hawk.
the best fighter, and in their tweet they specifically said no, Miguel is currently the best fighter in season 3. But due to all of this, we would have to once again give the very slight edge to Miguel. Now moving on to a much more debatable season, which is
Season 4, I don't know. Honestly, just because Miguel had an issue with his back, I don't know. I literally, honestly, this is too close to call. Just because I'd have to see the fight that he had with Hawk. Like literally, they didn't fight. Honestly, they were on even footing. Same with him and Robby. So I don't know. It's very close. It's very close in my opinion. If Miguel didn't have the back injury, do I think that he would win the All Valley? If he would go back to back. Maybe. Honestly, because I don't think that there's ever been a season where Hawk was more stronger than Miguel, and there's nothing that Hawk could throw at Miguel that he hasn't seen from any other Miyagi-Do fighter. The only thing that he would just have to worry about is Hawk going on the offensive. But even then, Miguel's like literally beat Hawk when he's gone on the offensive. So I think that if Miguel didn't have the back injury, it probably would have been Miguel maybe winning, but never know, honestly, because this season Robby was a little bit different.
Season 4. Once again, the popular belief in the community is that Robby would win this season. However, I think this season is a lot more debatable than most people would say so.
True, it is.
A popular argument I have seen is that Miguel struggles with a Hawk who is only using Miyagi-Do. However, this is not the case, and there is just not enough proof to back up this claim.
Man, he was not struggling at all.
He started off using Miyagi-Do against Robby is because Daniel explicitly tells him to only use defense right before fighting him.
Okay, concentrate, defense, focus, power. You find your balance, and those points will come.
We see
and that's not balance, especially because he has two styles. So I think the perfect balance would just be him using both styles.
Strike first against Kyler, meaning he was mixing both styles
literally
before he fought Robby, and he even says to Miguel he is not going to hold back after Sam tells him to use.
Man, and I think that even Hawk in his mind, especially when he asked him that, knew that Miguel probably did have an advantage over him, or at least was the better fighter. Just like mentally, like he probably knew, like, yeah, this person is probably a little bit better than me, and that he could probably beat him on a good day, just because he's like, you're not gonna hold back, right? Because it's like he knows that if he like he would have to like lower himself. It's kind of like Goku versus Vegeta, but yeah.
Johnny's teachings. This means that a mental nerf Miguel in season 4 was slightly outperforming a peak Hawk who was using both styles, which would theoretically put him
he was a
above
little
Robby.
bit mental
yes,
this
I know
season.
It's kind of crazy to grasp the concept that a mental nerf Miguel would be above a amped Robby, but these are simply just the feats that we have to go off of because Miguel lasts longer against a peak Hawk than Robby initially does. This is also very consistent with certain statements that
especially
we
look at him right now. He's on the offensive.
Kenny tells Hawk that he only won because Miguel was hurt, meaning he views mental nerf Miguel as better than Hawk, even though Hawk.
Ooh, that is true. That's true. Honestly, because this question is never really like verbatimly answered. Like they never fought, so we don't know. And the fact that Kenny said that, that could hold some weight. That could hold some weight, literally, because he was keeping up, even though he like was still having to deal with like Johnny, calling him Robby and stuff like that, and just like going into the fight, having feelings about his dad. So yeah, literally, because this was like peak Hawk. Like this is Hawk at his best. I think honestly, Hawk is not really at like full on 100% when he fights Miguel. Like in terms of like he's peak. I think he hits his peak once he takes off that once he takes off his gi. And like everything just is going crazy. Like literally, as soon as you hear that dun 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 dun, yeah, no, that's when Hawk was at like his 100%. Nobody was gonna beat him. That's how I knew that Hawk was gonna win.
beat Robby. Donnie also heavily implies that Hawk was about to lose to Miguel in the semis, and Terry Silver explicitly states that those three are the best fighters in the valley. The reason
Literally.
the Silver statement is very important is because the only times he has ever seen Miguel and Hawk fight is at the Season 4 tournaments, meaning that he views Mental Nerf Miguel as on the same level as peak Robby and peak Hawk. This means that even with the Mental Nerf, Miguel should theoretically just upscale from peak Robby in Season 4. Now we are moving on to Season 5, which is...
Honestly, this has a clear answer, but the fight is closer. I would still say Miguel, just because literally both of them got a whole bunch of animosity with each other. Both of them going at it seriously, and Miguel literally wins. Literally, Miguel wins. Miguel wins.
The latest season of the show, and we do see these two fight mid-season. While Miguel does win, it should be taken into account that this is mid-season and the characters improve by the end. However, the only other fight we see them participate in later is the dojo fight. And in the dojo fight, we see them both individually low diff Kenny in one-on-one situations, which would be similar feats to one another.
Oh yeah, honestly, I don't know how Kenny was this good by Season 5. Like, dog literally just climbed up the rankings in terms of like power rankings super fast, literally. And I was like, what? Like, he literally beat Hawk, especially with the technique. But Hawk did say that he was, you know, holding back a little bit. But honestly, I'm kind of upset that Hawk lost against Kenny. But of course, they had to make it interesting to, you know, make sure that people got into the fight or whatever. But yeah, literally, Miguel, like I said, bro was literally had the craziest amount of stamina in this fight and was lasting like long. I mean, of course, everybody was, but Miguel, I don't think there was like a point, and I might be wrong, where I think he was like in the background just getting like beat. Like literally every single time that the camera was on him, bro was still putting in work and going crazy. He was still putting in work and going crazy. They were both low diffing Kenny, who had just beaten Hawk, which I would say like Kenny, he'd probably in like A tier, and then you have like Miguel, Robby, and Hawk in S tier. And like an A tier fighter could be the S tier fighter on like a good day or whatever. But yeah, definitely would say that it's still Miguel, but it's a lot closer. It's a lot closer, but Miguel is still going to take the edge. I think just because maybe he's a really like drawn out fighter, and most of the fights that have been in the series are very drawn out. But I don't know, Robby could also be a drawn out fighter because he did have a really lengthy fight with Hawk during the tournament, and I think at the mall too. But I think that if it's like a quick exchange, you know, you get in, get out, Robby's that guy. Robby's that guy, literally. Like, you need some to put some damage down quick, Robby. If you need someone to win like a fight, like a battle type thing, I would pick Miguel. But I don't know, I could be wrong.
Due to this, I would have to give the very slight edge to Miguel, just simply due to the fact that they fight mid-season and we have no way to objectively prove who is superior after their training. In conclusion, while the scaling between these two is very debatable and contentious every season, the writers clearly favor and have a slight bias more so towards one side than the other. It is fucking insane that Robby is only objectively stronger in one season. This nigga is deadass the Vegeta of the show. This nigga cannot catch...
Yo, I literally said Goku and Vegeta earlier, and it's so true. Like, literally. Miguel's Goku, bro's Vegeta. Honestly, that's literally hilarious. That's so true. That is so true. Like, yes. He's literally the Vegeta in this. Literally, bro cannot catch a dub, like, to save his life at all. And even now, in Season 6, I would say Robby, he beat Miguel. And even though I'm upset about it, and literally Miguel was literally about to 3-0 him, honestly, Robby beat him. He got reverse swept. And Robby's the captain of the Sakai Taikai. But, yeah, so, is what it is. But that's the end of the video. If you guys want the full video, the link will be in the description, so make sure you guys go check out the video and go like him and his video and everything like that. Make sure you guys like this video. Make sure you guys comment what you think down below, if you guys have a personal preference or if you guys even watch Cobra Kai. But yeah, personally, I think that it's been Miguel majority of the time, but Robby still has a slight edge in each of those fights. Like, it's not like a definitive, this person is stronger, except for the 2 times that they actually fought like in season and Miguel has won. Then like that's the clear-cut answer. But every other time, it's always been debatable because there was never like a clear answer. But I mean, hey, he's got the sources and he's got like things to back him up. So yeah. But with that being said, make sure you guys like and subscribe. Comment down below what you guys think and let me know. With that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.